Good morning, and welcome to a segment I like to call Please Don't Fucking Touch Me. Yesterday, while I was working, there was a man who had the audacity to come up and grab me. And while I explain this story, I would just like to state that it doesn't matter who you know, how you know them, what your relationship is with that person, unless they have expressed to you in some fashion that they enjoy or appreciate or reciprocate when you touch them. You probably shouldn't touch them. I was at work yesterday. This was a man who I had never spoken to, who was old and grown. He looked like he could have been Joe Biden's brother. Okay, he was dead looking, looks like he could have been a skeleton. And he came up from behind me, and he gave me almost like a side hug, but he grabbed my waist very tightly. And he came up from behind me, so we weren't having a conversation. I did not see him coming, and suffice to say that he surprised me. Okay, I jumped. I was startled, and thankfully I wasn't holding anything in my hands at the moment that could have dropped. And I looked to my left to see who this person was touching me. And then he put his hand on my shoulder and said, "I didn't mean to scare you." And as he put his hand on my shoulder, I audibly let out a, "Why are you touching me?" And he got very uncomfortable and walked away, and I stood there and waited for him to walk away because I was not letting him continue to stand near me and talk to me. You know, there's always things that men do that are like slightly uncomfortable in my opinion, right? Like, as somebody that works with people and being a server, working with the public, men will always say things that are borderline, like they say things that are borderline inappropriate, but this one was just very blatant. And I don't know if it was the age thing that made him think this was okay. It just reminded me of those videos of like old politicians touching children, like putting their hand on a kid's shoulder or waist, just like thinking that it's okay and it's not weird. So again, please don't fucking touch me or anyone. It doesn't matter if they're a woman or a man or a non-binary person. Don't touch people. Don't touch people. I don't think it's like that hard of a concept to grasp. I really don't. To make the story more fun and lighthearted, there were these two gentlemen at the bar, and they were guests at the bar, and they were probably in their mid-40s, and they were having a good time, and they were very kind. I spoke to them earlier, and they were polite. So later I come back over to my server area, and they said, "What was up with that guy?" I said, "Beats me. I have no idea why he decided to do that." And they said, "We thought he knew you. We thought he was your manager or a coworker or a friend." I said, "Absolutely not. I've never seen that man in my life." And they were shocked. So the one lovely man on the right, he said, "You should have pushed him." And I was like, "Huh? I didn't even think to push him. That's genius." And he said, "You should have like pushed him on the ground, because like then what is he gonna do? He's just gonna be embarrassed." Then the other guy was like, "If you had a cup of water in your hand, like you should have thrown it at him." They were like, "We wished you reacted in time because he didn't get what he deserved." And I love them, and they were very kind to me. They were Hispanic men who were later translating what a different man was saying for me. So they were just very kind people. But I just wish the world was full of nice people and not people who come up to you and decide to touch you. And with that concludes my story of the day. I really don't have much else for you guys besides to just not fucking touch people. It's not that hard of a concept to grasp. I know, it's crazy. So yeah, just don't fucking touch me.